All right. Good afternoon. What I'm here to talk to you about tonight is one of a subject that is near and dear to my heart. As we approach August and September, Labor Day, it's coming up on that's time of the year that we all, especially men, look forward to. College football. College football is back. Now, with that said, what I'm here to talk to you about tonight is the fact that I personally believe, and many agree with me around the country, around the world, that the Southeastern Conference has the best college football on the planet. How many of you would agree with that?
Agree.
I agree.
No.
Well, we got one naysayer there, but I'm gonna try to prove to him by the end of this conversation that the SEC is without a doubt the best in college football. Now, when you think about college football, you think about pageantry, you think about championships, you think about stadiums, you think about bands, you think about all of these things that really put together what makes a good conference in college football. Now, with that said, when you think about college football, some of the coaches that have come through some of these programs, some of the names that we can speak of, you're looking at Bear Bryant, you're looking at people like Steve Spurrier, looking at Vince Dooley, all powerhouses in the sport of football. Then you look at some of the stadiums. When you talk about some of the stadiums that we have, you look at Ben Hill Griffin Stadium down in Gainesville, called the Swamp. You look at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, which is called no, the Tiger Stadium. You look at Sanford Stadium up in Georgia. It's called Between the Hedges. Then you got the legendary Bryant Denny Stadium up in Tuscaloosa. Then you got Jordan Hare Stadium out in Auburn. So all of these things play into that pageantry as well. Then you look at some of the players that have come through. You look at the Bo Jacksons. You look at the Danny Werfels. You look at the Tim Tebows. You look at you look at some of the other players that have come through to make this a special conference. Now, in my opinion, the conference made the biggest change. Its biggest change was when back in 1970, when Alabama played USC. I don't know if any of you remember that game. And during that game, USC had a tremendous running back by the name of Sam the Bam Cunningham. During that game, Sam the Bam Cunningham really dominated the game and dominated the defense of Alabama, which was recognized as one of the best in the country at the time. After the game, it was said, and I don't know if it was true, but it has been said and it's been stated that Bear Bryant made the statement that he would never let another African American athlete out of the state of Alabama. And it was even said by one of his assistant coaches that Sam the Bam Cunningham did more for integration in Alabama in 60 minutes than Martin Luther King did in 20 years. Now, that's a remarkable statement in itself. Now, if you look back at over it, the problem with this is that there were no blacks in the league at that time. Once that happened, the dynamics changed for sports. Suddenly, the athletes that were going to all black colleges and black schools started filtrating into the schools of the SEC. So that's when the change started happening, and we started winning championships and things of that nature. Now, you look back over the last several years, you're looking at Alabama, you're looking at Florida, you're looking at LSU, you're looking at Auburn, you're looking at Tennessee, all of whom have dominated at one point or another. LSU was on a great run with Les Miles. Florida under Urban Meyer. Now with Alabama, I really don't like Alabama, but I must give them credit.
We like
In the
Alabama.
last several years, Alabama has been probably the best college football team in the land,
Yes.
without a doubt.
Thank you.
Now, in the last 3 years, the last 4 years, we've seen Alabama win 3 out of the last 4 championships. But overall, if you look at the SEC as a whole, they're putting more athletes into the NFL than any other league. They're bringing in more money than any other league in the nation. So overall, that's why I would state that they are the best conference in college football. So just look at the last 8 years of history in the college football game. We have back in 2006, my Florida Gators won the national championship. In 2007, LSU. I don't really care about LSU, but LSU won it in 2007. 2008, my Florida Gators won it again. 2009, we let Alabama finally have one. Then 2010, Auburn came in and represented the state of Alabama again as well. And then for the last 2 years, unfortunately, because I have a lot of family from the state of Alabama, Alabama has won the last 2. So overall, you can see that without a doubt, based on the history, based on the pageantry, based on the results of the last 10 years, SEC is without a doubt the best conference in college football. Thank you.
Amen. But I